So I think we might be live. Yeah, I think we're live on YouTube. Can you see it on your phone? And then before I talk to anyone and make myself look stupid.
I can't see you at all yet, mate.
No?
Oh, hang on. Are you wearing that leather fog?
That leather thong? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. No, I can't see you. Not yet.
40 seconds in, there might be a bit of a delay, but we had a viewer for a minute, for a second.
Did we? No, it still says for waiting. Our end.
Don't go to my channel and have a look.
I'm on your channel now.
Yeah, not the scheduled video. Go to the channel.
Oh, right.
We've got a viewer.
Yeah, I see you.
You've got me. We were there. Are we live? Have we done it?
Apparently, yeah.
2 viewers. I can see.
I'm guessing one of those is Andrew Forrest.
I don't know. No one said hello in the chat. So I think we're live anyway. I think we've sorted it. This is a bit new for all of us again. Stealth Andy, yes. Oh, we're live. Right. Hello. Welcome back to the live chats, everyone. It's been a long time. I'd like to introduce Gareth and Zoe. We've got them on the podcast, live stream, whatever we're going to be calling them these days, virtual campfire chat.
Probably should say hello at this point.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody. Yeah, Andy?
Yeah, so yeah, thanks you two for giving me a kick up the bum and getting the live chats back.
Well, mate, I've just shared it on Facebook, so hopefully a few will pick up on that.
Yeah, so like I say, we've been in talks and we've been having chats, and we just thought the world was in a bit of a shit state, and I know plenty of people have been asking for the live chats to come back, so we thought now was probably the better time as ever. You know, let us all hang out around the virtual campfire, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. So what's on the agenda for tonight then?
Well, I think we'll just obviously we just, as you can see from that little technical blip, we're still trying to figure this out. One of the main reasons the sort of chat ended before was poor internet, poor computer performance, poor everything. So, you know, between a couple of people's help, like, you know, obviously you, Gareth, and other people, we've got the computer all boosted, we've all got like all the memory, the computer's faster, there's SSD drives and everything to get the, you know, computer where it needs to be. I think the internet's where it needs to be now. Obviously you've got different backdrops, different room, full new setup. If you had a look on Instagram, you know, we're using all lighting and DSLRs instead of webcams and all this other business. So that's where we're at as like creators. You know, now we've just got to just all hang out and enjoy it. As for the agenda, I just thought this one will be a welcome back and everyone just hang out and, you know, just chill together really, and not really scripted. I think when the chats was a bit more scripted, you know, and I was covering the, you know, outdoor news, camping news, I think you know, that seemed to go down well. So that's probably the route we're going to take. But yeah, right now I think just hang out, just chill out, everyone, you know, say hello to old friends and new ones, I think.
Yeah, there's a few people popping in the chat. Hi Graham, hi Gaz. I think they're there. Andrew, hello. You alright?
Sorry mate, just while we're doing that, I'm just trying to give you the spanner. Oh, it's not even a spanner anymore, look. That's how out of date we all are.
Where are we now?
I don't know what it is. I clicked add as a moderator. Yeah.
Winging it. Yeah, we're always winging it. Kev's always winging it, bigger than us.
Yeah, great.
As long as
Winging
it's
it.
not wanging it.
Winging it. Should have seen it when we used to get drunk and do it. They used to go on for about 4 hours. I don't even know how I used to wing that back in the day.
Oh Christ, I think one of them went to about 2 in the morning. We just went to bed in the end. I think we got up the next day and you're still banging on about something.
I'm actually feeling a bit nervous at the minute. I've already got a dry mouth. As you know, being in front of the camera live is, it's a bit different to being on camera, isn't it? Like when you're going to edit your own videos and that.
Yeah, I mean, we're not keen. That's why we're doing it more podcast style than being live, because, like I say, no, me, I'll be scratching my nuts or something and just not realise, or I don't know.
Pick your bogies and eat them.
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to do without thinking, do you? At the minute, I'm just sat in like my dressing gown. I've just been in the shower. Been on the exercise machine today. I bought a new cross trainer thing, like with the aim to, get a bit fit for 2022. And eating healthy. I've been eating lots of veg, which is unusual for me, but you've got to try, haven't you, now and again.
What I want to know is you've been on that cross trainer in your boots or not, trying to wear them in.
No, should they? Yeah. I should do that, actually, yeah. Yeah, so I bought some new, what are they? Can't remember the name. What make are they? Oh, Christ. Go look at my boots, what they are. What are they? Jesus. I've had a couple of beers, so you'll have to excuse me. Come on, Zoe. I know the Yorkshire. Oh, the Outbergs, yeah. Well, brand new pair of Outbergs, and I went on, first wild camp I went on, they absolutely killed my feet, so, and then I read you have to actually bed them in, because they made a proper leather, not this pleather that they use at, at Sports Direct, so. Which granted, they're still comfy, and I am wearing them on camps at the minute, but I'm trying to bed these Outbergs in, because the leather's like 3 inches thick. Good boots, but they just take a bit of breaking in, so. I'm giving them till the end of the summer. If they're still not comfy, I'm just going to stick with cheap boots that are comfy and just replace them more often, but yeah, just one of those things, isn't it?
Well, I've seen some, I think it was near Christmas time, you put me onto some Adidas ones, you said, have a look at these, see what you think, but some have popped up on my feed today. It was Sports Direct, only about 45 quid, but they looked alright. Might be tempted to give them a whirl,
Yeah, I mean, some of the that's what I was going to buy originally. The Adidas ones do get really good reviews, but then there's some bad ones as well, and it put me off in the end. I didn't dare risk it, because the ones I was looking at was about 150 quid, I think. Outbergs, Graham, thanks. We've got a bit of a delay here, so when we see your chat, we're about 30 seconds in front, would you say, Kev?
Yeah, about 40 seconds in front.
Yeah.
But this is what I mean, behind the scenes today, we've been messing around all day. What was it earlier? It was about 1.5 minutes at the worst point, wasn't it?
Oh, what, the delay, yeah.
Yeah, but we've got it, we've figured out the bit rate and stuff to work at, and we've got it down to about 30-40 seconds now.
Yeah, I think we was on the Skype earlier for about 2 hours, weren't we?
Oh, ages. And then, was it towards the end of last week as well, was on there for most of the day?
Yeah, just all day. It's like using the living room with us. Yeah. You're right now, Mike. Yeah, recognise Mike's name from the comments. Yeah. You're Mike. You're the one that put all the about the different time zones and changing clocks and all this lot. Totally threw me, that did. Because when I saw that message, I think I'd had a couple of beers. And you saw it as well, didn't you, Kev?
I did, yeah. I had no beers and I couldn't make the heads or tail of it.
Yeah.
My
old Karen was. Sorry, I was just reading the comments. But yeah, what time is it then, Mike? Because to start with, I didn't have a clue what he's going on about. Well, I did, but I couldn't be asked working it out because it's too much maths, and it was the evening here.
Have you seen a message from Grizzly Gaz? I think he's asking you a question about tents.
Tents. We have actually bought a new tent, but it's not a wild camping tent. So what it was, when we were staying on campsites in winter in the canvas bell tent, if it got really wet, it was a giant pain in the arse to get dry. But you know, this time of year, it's not a problem in the summer when it's sunny and stuff. But so we wanted something like plastic, like nylon or polyester. So we bought a Gogh Sky 500. So it's a 5-man tent, where it's supposed to be, but it's a comfortable 2-person tent with like a porch, standing height and all that lot. 149 did we pay for it?
Yeah.
Zoe is here, by the way. She's just says I talk too much. So so yeah, with a Gogh Sky 500, 149. We get to try it. We're gonna, obviously it's a campsite tent, but I think we will probably.
We've had it up in the garden, haven't we? And it's big enough to stand up in and everything. So, well, for you, obviously, I can stand up in most things, I'm sure.
You can stand up in our wild camping tents. But yeah, looking forward to using that. It's green. It's not a bad tent actually. It suits the purpose, but that'll be easier to dry and stuff like that when we get home on winter camps. It's just pack size is reasonably small, and it's cheap and cheerful, and it's blackout bedrooms, and yeah, sure we'll do a review on it. Hoping to use it in April actually. Get away, do a campsite camp. What's Mike say? 7 hours behind you.
I can confirm. I have seen that bell tent in Gareth's living room all spread out.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
It is. It's just so big and heavy to manage when it's wet. I mean, like I say, it's fine in the summer. Dries really quick, but I just want something, that's got a bit of a living area and stuff for winter. Well, I'd probably use a little tent in summer, really. It depends what sort of mood we're in. But as far as that wild camping tents, I don't think we've had anything new for a while to sort of try out. I think we're going to compare the Apollos 2 to the Apollos 3. So that nature hike tunnel tent we like using with quite a big porch. Well, that's a 3-man, that's the Apollos 3. We're going to get the Apollos 2 to put them side by side. But as a comparison, if people are wondering which one to buy, I think it looks a little bit too small for us to be comfortable, but it might make a really good 1-man tent. That's 15D silicone nylon, 1.7 kilograms, I think. Could be 1.8, can't remember now. That'll probably be coming in the next month. We'll do a video on that. I'm getting hot. I'm stupid. The camera's not on. Zoe's looking out. Graham says, hi Zoe.
Yeah, hi. No, I haven't had a drink. Just drinking.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm not drinking that. I've just had a couple of beers.
Gareth's stripping off because he's had a few beers. He'll get the channel demonetised before it's ever monetised.
Well, I said that's probably not the reason the webcam's not on.
Although it'll give us a laugh if you do the truffle shuffle.
Oh yeah, no. Did you give me your shorts and your t-shirt, please?
No.
I was just sitting naked then.
What kind of chat is this turning into? How many tents do they have? They've got a garage full of them.
Way too many.
To be honest, Andy, probably 25 last time we counted.
Yeah, I think it was 26 last time we counted, but we might have a couple more since then.
But you got to bear in mind, we've always camped. I've been camping since I can remember, since I was a baby, and I don't.
Obviously, you had your first tent as a Christmas present.
Stop off. I don't like getting rid of tents. We've got a few like canvas ridge tents, like vintage ones and stuff, and you grow an attachment to them. Well, we do anyway, and I can't bear to get rid of them really.
We have a few favourites for wild camping.
It's kind of like selling your kids.
I'm like that with my hammocks. I've got about seven hammocks, and I'm like, do I really need them all? I can only sleep in one at a time, but then I'm like, yeah, but this one I might like for this, and this one I might like for that, and.
That's exactly it, isn't it? Different things for different situations.
Yeah, you can't have one tent for everything. Or I suppose you could, but it's. And when you go on a campsite, you like a bit more luxury and something a bit bigger if the weather's rubbish and.
Room for a cool box full of beer.
Yeah.
In a porch.
So it depends what you're doing. I mean, we like to do a bit of everything from bivvy bag camping to glamping, so you need a bit of variation, don't you?
I'm surprised you've never put a log burner in that bell tent.
I know, I did think about it, but it's going to cost about 600 quid to get a log burner with a rear exit and all the flue and all the flashing kit and stuff, and it's about the same price as I paid for the bell tent itself. And as I just said, I don't like using it in the winter much, which is when you'd be using a stove. So I don't think I'd get very much use out of it. If we stay on a campsite in the summer, we always have fire, but it's always outside, like drinking around the fire with mates and stuff. So I don't think it'd be a worthwhile investment for us personally.
No, I'm just like, it's just a like the romantic camping image I have in my head, like a bell tent and a thing in the winter, and especially now that Lily's at an age, where it could be any one camp now. She's like, Dad, I don't like this anymore. And it's just like, if I had like a bell tent or some sort of canvas tent, I've already got the stove. I could just dump her in there and just let her go and play on her phone, and she might enjoy it. But you know from your girls at a similar age that they can love it, and then not so keen anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if our two eldest girls will want to be coming very many more times in reality, which is a shame. But I know I certainly, when I was that age, I went through a sort of period. I know one year I was just like, no, don't want to go camping with my parents, and it wasn't till a couple of years later, think, I miss camping, and I went back to sort of camping with them, but where you get your own pitch and you have your own tent and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully, it'll be like that, but they'll do what they want to do, won't they?
Yeah, and then you get the dreaded. I had it last month, because you was on the camp. Lily was like, "Is there any chance I go camping with me?" And I'm like, "Hell no." No chance, mate. You're 14 years old.
You'd be worried sick, wouldn't you?
Oh, definitely. That's what I said. In the last video, I was just like, no, you can have your own little camp with your mate, but you're not coming there. You're not going by yourself. So, just want to welcome Karen and Lake District Wild Camps. Welcome to the chat.
That's Peter. Hello, Peter. I said hello to Karen, but I think he was talking over me. But hello, both.
Yeah, just so you know, guys, we are about 40 seconds in front of the chat, or we're in the future at the minute, so
yeah.
So
future.
Just letting you know.
Yeah. So just literally seeing Gaz's comment pop up. Can we talk about your woodland? Kev's woodland. It must be, 'cause we haven't got a woodland.
My woodland's a bit of a funny story. In the area where we go at the minute, we used to camp. It's the same woodland, but it was obviously it's owned by different people. There's like an imaginary boundary line, and yeah, we was camping there, and then the owners swapped and asked us to bugger off. So then we went to another part of the woods. I think Lily was about 6 or 7, maybe, and we never had permission, to be honest, and we just went in there and we just cleared the whole woods out everywhere. A good few acres where we was camping. We got rid of all the rubbish, all the bottles. There was loads of different fire pits from like teenagers having fires, and we just cleaned it out. And after a couple of years, the owner caught us in there, and he was like, he said, "Oh, are you the campers? I noticed there's been campers," and we was like, "Yeah," expecting for him to say, pack up. And he goes, "Oh, you've cleaned up around here, haven't you?" And we were just like, "Yeah," it wasn't very nice. It wasn't very safe with glass and all that being around. And he's just said, "Oh, you're welcome to come here anytime." He gave us a couple of rules, not too many. He didn't want any permanent structures in there, because we'd started like shelters and stuff like that. Being inspired by John Kyle at the time, we was very close at the time, and already wanted like some camps like John's camps. And no, he wasn't keen on the structures, so fair enough, we just slept in our hammocks or tents or whatever. He told us like what trees we could take down, and he told us that we didn't have to worry about leave no trace, because you know, the fire pits that we had was in the right spots. You know, there wasn't going to spread. There was well managed, and if teenagers would then come along, the more than likely, most people, if you find a fire pit, you use the same fire pit. So that was it. You know, he told us we could shoot, we could trap, we could take vermin, you know, rabbits, and that was it. So yeah, we've just been there ever since, which is lucky. Like, one of the hardest things you can do if you're practicing like bushcraft more is get a permission. You know, people were worried about insurance, if you're going to burn the woods down, but I think he trusted us, and in return we said, you know, the guy was getting on a little bit. He must be in his 70s, and we was like, you know, if you need us, here's our telephone numbers. You know, if you fell in trees and you want us to load your van up for firewood or whatever, you know. And he said, oh well, I've got a birch tree that's overhanging the road. Can you come and wear a high-vis vest and stop traffic and all that? So that's what we did, and that was it. We just built up a bit of a friendship like that. But we don't actually see him that often. I mean, I know we've had COVID and camping's like really took a back seat over the last couple of years. Well, for us anyway. I can't imagine seeing him in probably since 2018. So we don't see him very often. But when we do, you know, I remember that first year when we got permission, I got him a bottle of whiskey and left it in the vehicle at Christmas, and then it was in the. I don't drink it. It ended up being in there for about 2 years, and nobody had drunk this whiskey because, you know, we just never bumped into the owner again. And then one day we were just on camp and we must have run out of beer, and it was like, I've got that whiskey in the car. Should we go and grab it? So, but yeah, that's the story. Just by being decent people, I suppose, just going in there and cleaning up and, you know, being a little bit cheeky. We're not going to lie, you know, we never asked permission, but being a little bit cheeky, and yeah, we got the permission. Probably won't work with everyone or, you know, all landowners, but that's how we did it. But yeah, that's the story of how we got permission. Hey, we've got Lofar, we've got Doug. All right, Doug. And Nudge is the E-Dale meet on this year. I'd assume the E-Dale is. I'm sure I've seen Drew put some on his personal Facebook about E-Dale. Loved your wallpaper, Kev. It's only been done, and it was done with this in mind. I can't even remember how long it's been up now. I think it was like maybe near bonfire night. We've done the living room with this in mind.
Yeah, the wallpaper before was a big one of a Muriel of Kev naked.
Riding a bear through the forest.
Yeah. It's like that. You seen that film White Chicks?
Yeah, I've seen it, but I can't remember what would relate to my wallpaper.
Well, he goes into this dude's house, this big mansion. There's like this big picture of it's him. I can't remember his name. He's off Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I can't remember what he's called now. Anyway, there's a big like half-naked picture of him on the wall. Anyway.
If you don't know, if everyone in the chat doesn't know, both Gareth and Zoe both fancy me.
Yeah, just can't get enough of it.
Go on, tell the story about the last camp with Zoe.
So I've got a pair of like craghoppers, the Kiwi trousers, and so is Kev. But anyway, Zoe was messing around in the tent. I think she was like rummaging through a rucksack or something, and she looked up and saw it like a pair of Kiwi cragghopper trousers, and her hand was going towards the arse because she was going to grab my arse, and it was actually Kev, and she's like right at the last minute. She's like, oh no, that's Kev.
I really noticed that the coats were different, and I thought, hang on a minute, he's not wearing these.
I nearly got a pinched bottom.
Wrong coat.
Yeah, so unfortunately we didn't catch it on video, but Zoe was mortified, even though she didn't do anything. But it would have been even funny if she had, because she would have been so embarrassed. I think she would have dug a hole there and then crawled in it.
Oh, she's there.
Yeah, it's funny.
She's had anxiety ever since.
It was very close, I almost did it. Very close.
Yeah, that's it, Karen, Riding a Bear, you've seen it, yeah. Good film, that is. Muriel. Oh, no, Muriel's Wedding. That was a funny film.
I've not seen it.
Australian film. I like that. It's good. You're terrible, Muriel. Someone must have seen it in the chat. I bet Karen's seen it. It's a bit of a chick flick.
Andy,
Peter might have seen it actually. He's into his chick flicks.
I can get the projector out next camp and watch it if you want.
Yeah.
Can I use a sleeping bag as an underblanket? Yeah, 100% you can. You've got to get it so it's like just hugging the bottom of a hammock. You know, you want to sort of have an air pocket, but it's definitely doable.
You'd probably have to cinch the ends up, wouldn't you, to so it follows the contour of the hammock a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
If you get big flappy gaps, you're going to get a lot of heat loss. Not that I'm a hammock expert, but I do know what keeps you warm and what doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Global Bushcraft Symposium, no, we're not. Not really. I like all the bushcraft stuff, but I don't go into all the shows and stuff. We won't be going to Edale. We did that once, you know, and it was all right for what it was. But what's that? What is that like having Gareth's voice in your head? Who are you talking to, Loafer? Kev's always got my voice in his head.
Yeah, I'm just going through. I should have my specs on, but I didn't want to come across looking too old on the chat.
It doesn't matter. If you need them, you need them.
It's sometimes easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. Yep. But like I say, if you was wild camping, it's like it's not so bad because you know anyone that watches Gareth and Zoe will see is pack up. I mean, set up late, pack up early. But for us, who's going in there for like 4 weekends, and you want, you know, practice certain skills like fire making, and you know, it's not the same as just like getting in and getting out. You know, you need to be able to relax, and that's one of the main things. Like everyone that's ever been invited to the woods has always said it's just like it's a different experience just being able to relax.
Yeah, I mean we're like that.
People tend to get drunk a bit more, don't they, Gareth?
Sure.
When they can relax.
Yeah, although our woods, the way we go is not permission. It's, I do know what you mean. We relax more. We get there early and we just potter about for the afternoon, and we don't rush about in the morning. I like to get up, have breakfast, make a few coffees, and you know before you're ready to pack away. But the woods lend themselves to being you're a bit more hidden in any event, aren't you? Whether it's permission or not, you're a bit more out of sight, so you can relax a bit more. Whereas when you're up a hill and you might be near a pathway and stuff, you know, anything past 8-9 o'clock in the morning, you're just going to start getting snotty people going, oh, you shouldn't be pitched there, and all this stuff. It's like, sod off. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments. Karen, yeah, sorry, Karen. Are you asking Karen, us or Kev, where would your absolute dream camp be, if it could be anywhere in the world?
With me?
I don't know. Karen's asked that. Karen, you have to say, who do you mean, us or Kev?
Well, both answer it then.
What do you mean? Sorry?
Let us both answer it then. You can go first.
Yeah. It's a tricky one. We've been asked this before. And what was our answer? I can't remember. Somewhere.
We like everything though.
Well, the thing is, it wouldn't matter where it is. We both like the beach, and we both like water, and we both like summer. So, if it was, you know, nice views and it had water we could swim in, and a few bevies, obviously, then I don't care where it'd be in the world.
My preference is always kind of
Skegness.
with a pool and a waterfall.
Yeah, waterfalls are nice.
I prefer that to the beach.
Yeah, well, what about a waterfall coming down into a pool and then it goes out to the sea?
Yeah, I don't like the salt.
No, yeah, but a waterfall probably wouldn't be salty, would it? To be fresh water coming down.
That's why I like the waterfall as opposed to the sea.
Right, well, mine will be at the sea and Zoe's would be...
Depends how it counts.
Yeah, I do like last year was a big year for wild swimming for us. We did lots of...
It's an amazing spot.
We did some really nice spots and we absolutely loved it. And
I just want to do all that again.
yeah, so although we like winter camping and everything, summer, you know, lends itself to being in water. It's a mate, it's hard to describe it without sounding really cheesy, but it is something else. It really is, and it's not the sort of thing that money. I know money can buy you expensive holidays in the Seychelles and stuff,
all you
but
need is petrol, and then you can walk the rest of the way.
yeah, all you need is petrol. Yeah, so you have to be a millionaire these days.
No.
But yeah, it's some of the best trips and experiences we've had in our life have been absolutely free. Obviously, apart from the fuel getting there, but I'm not into all that clinical airport malarkey and holiday resorts or things like that. It's just too
many people.
Too many people, too clinical. It's too artificial, and I don't know. I'm not some sort of hippie, but I do prefer
I definitely prefer to be out on the water and the natural.
Natural environment, and that's I don't know. I don't know if that's an age thing or just something that comes from the heart, or yeah. So, Owen, Daddy Owen, bloody hell, Owen, you've been quiet the last few months. You alright? How's fatherhood treating you? You gone mad yet? Anyway, back to Kev. Same question.
Well, I have got a couple of locations. Firstly, I have to second what you said about the wild swimming. Though, obviously, that's a big.
Yeah, you're big into it as well, aren't you?
Yeah. Obviously, I broke my back in 2018, which is when the channel went quiet and stuff. But that was literally the best summer since I've been on the earth. It was 2018, and I spent the whole summer laid up with a broken back, just looking out the window. Watching people on YouTube like wild swimming and all the rest of it, and so yeah. But I've always had a bit of a thing for like true wilderness, like Alaska or the wilderness in Canada. But I'd like to do it at both the peak of winter and the peak of summer.
Yeah, but you get eaten by a bear now, look.
I won't, because I put gravy or steak on the fastest runner, so the bear will chase them. But I also like the idea of New Zealand as well. There's some true, proper, like beautiful vistas there that you can camp at, and for that what you've just said about the bears, there's no really one wants to kill you in New Zealand. There's no snakes, is there? There's no snakes on the whole island. No big killer spiders like you get in Australia and all that. And I think New Zealand would be nice,
Probably a few people in this country want to kill you, mate.
I bet there's more than a few. I bet there's more people in my own village. But I've just heard you say Owen. Is that Albion Camping? Have we got Owen in here?
Yeah, and Andy. Andy's in here. Are you alright, Andy?
Andy Kentavale, yeah? I'm way up there. I'm not on the bottom of the chat yet, so...
I'm reading as they come through.
Yeah, Gareth, not just now, but Gareth before said you was a new dad, so congratulations, Owen. And congratulations to Carlisle195. I know he's not in the chat yet, but he's a new dad as well. So, yeah, plenty of people in the community being a parent. Is it Leon as well? A celebrity has joined the chat.
You're talking about Andrew Forrest?
Awesome video, Andy. Yeah, it's Leon with a 3, so welcome to you as well. But yeah, I really do think the wild swimming is something. I don't know. It's like when I go camping and go in the woods, it really just set on my belly clock. Even if like I thought, like sometimes like. Because I don't work when Lily's off in the half term, like summer half term. Like you can get lazy, start getting up out of bed, go bed late, get up late. But whenever I go camping, it just like it resets my body clock. But when I go wild swimming, especially the colder the water, it seems to like just reinvigorate my whole body, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, I'm not so much into the cold water, but I do know what you mean, because when me and Zoe went, do you remember that one where was on rubber rings and Zoe kept falling off?
Yeah.
Well, I got back in later in the evening, and because I'd got used to the water, and I got out and had a few drinks and stuff, and the sun.
So many drinks, you didn't feel cold it was.
You was hammered as well. And I got back in, and it just gave you that. It was just like a really good adrenaline rush, and it just felt so good when I got out. And the cold didn't bother me at all, and it's hard to describe. I know what you mean. I'm not into cold water swimming, but that did give me a bit of a buzz in a weird sort of way. But I do prefer it when it's really hot out and you're in the water.
Yeah.
Just so when you get out, just when you get out, you warm up quickly, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not saying I enjoy the cold water so much. I'm just saying you feel the effect of it more.
Yeah.
Like a couple of in 2019 we went around Wales and we was climbing in the waterfalls that even the waterfall really stung when it hit your skin. It was that forceful. But you know, when you went under there for like 30 seconds and climbed out, you was you knew about it and you felt buzzing. You felt like a natural like buzz going through your body.
Yeah, our shower head's like that when it needs descaling. It's lethal, isn't it? You know, she says Zoe said it at her nipples.
Oh.
You really need to know that.
Sorry, can't. Oh no, see, can't cut that.
Yeah, I can't edit that out. Remember, we're live.
The perils of live streaming. Yeah. What tingles? Yeah, oh, nice tingle.
But going back to locations as well, obviously, Doug's in the chat, Loafer. I've seen some of his places around New York, but not obviously New York, but New York State, and that is beautiful up there as well.
Yeah.
But like I say, we're so used to our surroundings. Like I couldn't ever imagine having to carry a weapon or a bear spray or like my legs after camping of where I've been wiping grease on myself and bacon fat and everything. I would be a target for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nice thing when you're drying off. What kind of a can have you got, Gareth? What kind of a what? A can?
Can, don't get that.
Yeah, what kind of beer are you drinking?
Good there, it says what kind of can have you got, Gareth in?
Oh.
I don't know.
No.
No.
I don't understand.
Tumbleweed gifting.
I don't know either. Elaborate, Dougie.
Yeah, we'll get back to you in 40 seconds when it comes through. So, yeah. What's your plans camping wise, Kevin, this year? You got any plans made for anything?
Well, I've sort of promised the subscribers, shall we say, that to get a camp in, one camp at least every month. I'm struggling this month at the minute because I've had a bit of a mishap and I've actually got a broken rib at the minute. But saying that, you know, there's still a bit of the month left yet, or half the month. If I have to go and have a little camp somewhere and stay in the van, I'll stay in the van. There might be a bit of a shindig up at the Lake District, as you know, in April. We're just trying to get that all penciled in and work around everyone else's needs. And then, well, like you say, I missed out on beach camping for a couple of years. I always used to do it on my birthday every year. Apart from the last 2 years, I always beach camped on my birthday in June. So hopefully get back to some beach camping. But all my spots have either been washed away by the North Sea or got too populated. There used to be a good one at Saltfleet there, but that was overcome by homeless people, and it really left a detriment on the area, shall we say. But also, while we're in that shindig up in the Lake District, we're supposed to be going around there for a week in the van, but I don't know what channel that will fall on. I don't know if that will fall on this camping channel or my other more personal channel.
Personal channel, that makes it sound like a sex channel.
It's just, it's the Big Kev channel, if anyone don't know. It's just what I want to put on there, like...
Big Kev, that you're not helping yourself, mate, are you?
There's Big Kev because of the belly, nothing else.
Owen says, how did you break your rib? Well, let's just say it was one of... Have you ever seen a sex swing? Right, it's probably not one for the live stream, I will. Message him directly. Yeah, broken back, broken rib, are you a bit accident prone? Yeah, I would say probably is Karen.
Well, if you've seen the Big Kev channel, you know I get up to some shit on.
Yeah.
I'm always jumping off something that a 20 stone man shouldn't be jumping off.
I don't know if Karen's seen your videos, but on one of them, Karen, he stands on a bridge and puts lots of waxing strips on his back and ties each waxing strip to a string and ties it to the bridge and then jumps off the bridge into the water. It's not nice. then another one, he staples lots of pictures of me onto his bare buttocks. That was a bit disturbing as well.
But I think you're the only man in the whole world that's had the face stapled to another man's butt.
I'm not sure I'll write that on the CV though.
Yeah, but it means you're one of a kind.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings about this.
What's one of those? I've never stopped camping on Dartmoor, and there's always rumours of big cats. There is around here actually, Karen, in Lincolnshire. We have our fair share of big cat reportings around here.
Yeah, they're everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah. Owen remembers that video. I ain't really put a lot on there, but obviously COVID and all the rest of it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to forget Owen. It's impregnated in my mind. Still have the occasional nightmare.
This is what happened. Like, that's it, Gaz. Jackass Wild Camps. I should have called it that, shouldn't I? I was Jackass mad, obviously. I've got like Jackass tattoos and everything. I was literally raised on Jackass and was literally Jackass barmy. Off topic, but I once partied with Steve-O in Nottingham all night. Got backstage, got invited to the after party. It was mad. Absolute mad. All these people back in the day making you a rock and roll lifestyle, all drinking and all the rest of it, and now they're all bloody like vegans and healthy lifestyles and all the rest of it, and yeah. I was asked today if I've brought mates to camping with me. I'm not gonna lie, I respect you a lot. Any female solo wild camper, there has to be an element of nervousness about it. The world isn't a nice place, and yeah, I respect you. I've got a few female friends that I wouldn't go wild camping. The partners wasn't into it, and I took them, and I ended up having loads of camping wives in the end. Yeah, they just knew that they were safe with me, and they got to go wild camping. It was I respect anyone, and hats off to you.
Kev, have you ever genuinely been freaked out on a camp? Don't say yeah the first time with us.
I have, but only for little short periods of time. Like,
what was it that freaked you out?
Jeff's dog licking my face when he wasn't even on camp. I went in the woods and had a camp by myself. I don't even think Lily was there for that one. And Jeff had been out and he'd been to a works do or something. Anyway, I went to bed. I had a few beers, let the fire die down, got in there, and I just woke up and I just seen these big eyes and the big tongue licking my face. And Jeff had come in, just decided after his works party he just was going to have a camp at about 2 a.m. when I was in bed, and his dog was just licking me chops.
Right.
I proper pooed my pants. And then another time, it wasn't. It's weird because it was like it wasn't even late at night. It was dusk, and I think it was like the first ever wild camp I had proper by myself, and I was loving it. I had a few beers, had a nice stew, got in my bed or in my hammock, put my earphones on, and when I took my earphones out, I could just hear kids laughing, and I was just like, "What the hell?" It was like proper freaked me out. But there was a track not so far, where I was camped, and I think these kids had just walked past it. I don't even think they knew I was in there, but they was just laughing, and it was just weird. I just took the earphones out, and then you can hear kids laughing. I was like, "Oh no." But I could just hear them carrying on, going around the business, walked off, and that was it. But yeah, I've always took the opinion, like the reason I first ever started YouTube all the way back in 2016 was like everyone would used to ask like, "What do you do in the woods? What are you doing in there?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Well, we're just camping. We don't light fires. We have a few beers. We have a nice meal." And it was like, it was more just to show people like, "Oh, if you want to see what we do here," and then loads of people are like, "Ain't you scared? Ain't you scared?" And then I realised like, we're probably the scariest things in there. We've got knives and axes, and we're sleeping in the dark, and we must seem like the nutters to the people that's walking past on walking the dogs or cycling past or even on horse riding. We're the one that's in there, Most of the time back then was all in camo gear and all the rest of it. They must have thought we was the nutters. So.
Yeah. I think we've had a few times we've been freaked out. Well, not freaked out, but a bit like, what the hell's that? Like seeing lights in the woods and things. And when was it that port where brickworks in Wales? I was convinced I could see shadows moving.
That was just you.
Yeah.
It was just you. You just kept seeing shadows everywhere. I was convinced there was something spooky.
I don't even believe in ghosts or that, but I'm sure I could see.
Character, really funny.
But I had been drinking some strong stuff, and
you have indeed. I don't think I've been freaked out. Really, don't care too much. Not that phased by being out there.
Yeah, I think freaked out's probably a bit of a strong word, but
mostly for me happens. It's just kind of curiosity, isn't it? Oh, look, there's a light. Let's tiptoe and go see if we can find it. It's usually our response. Let's creep around looking for things.
Yeah, there's been moments where we've had torches on and you hear something, you're like, "Quick, turn the torch on," and then like sit there for about 10 minutes. Like,
it's just funny. It's not like you're scared or anything.
And it's not as if you can get the camera out really, because you can't put filming lights on.
No,
so
that's the problem.
yeah. But
Gaz is asking the scariest true story you've heard about wild camping. The scariest one I ever heard of was John Carlisle 195. At the time, we was really good pals, and we was in contact all the time. And then I just got this WhatsApp from him, and he was like, "Oh, you never believe what's happened." But I don't know if people have watched John's channel, but he has permissions to camp as well, certain areas. But I think he strayed across the boundary line of one of his camps one time, and he was camping in a bit of land that he didn't have permission. And anyway, right in the middle of the night, he just said he felt this tap on his head, and it was a shotgun. The guy had come in with a shotgun. Basically told him to F off, or as he was getting it. So yeah, he quickly packed up, and if you know what John's like, he don't pack light, and he just rammed everything in his bag and just got out of there quick. But yeah, being woke up with a shotgun being tapped on your head, I don't suppose that's very nice. You heard of any horror stories, G?
He's just gone to the toilet.
Oh, has he?
I don't think I have. I don't know any.
I remember that when we was doing the live chats a little while ago, when we was like doing the news stories and all that. That there was a 15-year-old girl that put a hammock up on a dead tree, and it snapped and it killed her. 15-year-old, and then. I'm sure it was in Newcastle as well. Someone was wild camping, and the local teens had been and set fire to the tent while they was in it. I remember that one as well. So they're pretty horrible, but normally it's like, pretty safe really.
By the way, Peter says that cave camp you guys did on the cliff scared me. I was like, that was one of our best camps. We loved it.
It scared me as well. I thought Harry was going to fall off. Well, I've just been to the toilet. Can you hear that?
Guys, is that a horror story bit? I don't know if you can share it. Yeah, you're pouring a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Karen got freaked out from the Scarecrow video.
What's good?
Hours. A Halloween one. That was fun to make. That was hilarious to make.
Thank you, Loafer. Yeah, we do try. It's not always easy, and there's a lot of hours work go into it. But we do. Thank you, Zoe. We do try.
The freaked out Gareth's son with that Halloween video that he don't want to go camping anymore.
Yeah, son, he's like getting scared. I'm like, you know, it's me. And he's like, yeah, but it's scary. So then I showed him the making of it, and he said, I'm not camping in the woods again. I said, yes, you are. Bless him. But yeah, it came out all right. I mean, I think we're going to do one next year. I haven't got any plans, but it was really good fun making it. I enjoyed that. Yeah, there's a good laugh on it.
It was indeed.
Yeah. So if anyone's got any ideas for this year.
Yeah, Graham, I was on a bushcraft course at Woodland Ways down in the Belvoir estate in Leicestershire, and I had never heard a deer bark like that before, and as part of the course they made you build a debris shelter, and that's where you had to sleep for the night. So me and Lily was in there, and this thing must not have seen us because of the debris shelter, and it was right at the side of me, and I jumped up and banged my head, and literally early hours in the morning I had to rebuild the whole debris shelter because I shit myself. Felt like a wailing banshee was coming to take my soul or something. Oh God.
Yeah, we've slept in the woods quite a few times when there's been deer, and they are really, really loud. They can keep you awake all night, really. Very noisy animals. So the woods is probably one of the noisiest camps that you possibly have, I think, with all the owls and birds. And if you got freaked out by noises, it's not the place for you, is it?
Why?
The woods. It's a very noisy, isn't it, place?
The woods. I love owls anyway. I literally love falling asleep to the owls. But
I like hearing the owls. I do.
When you're in the woods by yourself, all them creaks of the trees and the little twigs and like the animals running around, God, it's like 10 times magnified when you're out by yourself.
You alright, Gareth? That's Gareth who we camp with. It's just come in the chat now.
Yep.
We got back in time from... Blimey, it's nearly 10 o'clock.
We've done good on that battery then. I'm just running off the DSLR at the minute as a webcam, and Gareth showed me this adapter that you plug into the wall so you don't lose your power, because we was losing batteries. But yeah, when we were setting up today I realised I hadn't purchased it, so I have purchased it today and it'll be here for next week's live chat. But if the camera just turn off for a minute, it will just only be for a second. We'll just chuck another battery in. You still have audio. You won't lose the stream, but it just might lose the picture. But yeah, like I say, we're just all getting into the swing of things. We actually had 2 streams going. When we was trying to go live, I'd scheduled a stream for 9 o'clock, and Gareth was in there waiting, and then I put another. It wouldn't go live because obviously it was already live. Whatever. For what I don't even know what it is. It's just press the go live button, not a scheduled go live. So, but
it's been a right ball ache from start to finish, hasn't it? Getting this live stream on.
It is, but like I said, we knew people was desperate to get them back, and we just thought the world is in a bit of a shit spot at the minute. Everyone needs each other. Everyone needs someone to rely to, and it's been good, hasn't it? I've enjoyed it. It's not felt like an hour, has it?
No, it's gone really quick. Mind you, it was I think it was 10 past before we got actually live, weren't we?
We're in live for 54 minutes and 55 seconds, so yeah, it would have been about 5 past, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. Yes. Been good.
have another 10 minutes, and then
Yeah, I've got my beer to drink.
Yeah, I agree with Grizzly Gaz and his comment there saying running water sometimes sounds like people talking and laughing. It does. When we were by the waterfall, I constantly kept thinking I was hearing people laughing.
Oh yeah.
It does make funny noises, doesn't it?
Yeah, or if you're by the sea and it's sort of splashing in between rocks and things like that, it's yeah.
same again though. I absolutely love it. You know, like that place where we was at in October, and I love listening to the water. I think it's ace.
What's your love stream, Karen? That sounds a bit something like you do on an Ann Summers channel. Your live stream, yeah. Ticks, Mike. Ticks. We've only had one time in Wales when we've had ticks on us.
And boy, did we have some.
Yeah, we had loads on there. But we went through a load of ferns and stuff. Graham in the chat, he quite often comes back with ticks. He's in the Lake District in the UK. But on a whole, you've probably seen most of the places we've been around the UK, and only once in Wales we've ever had ticks on us.
And it's weird because you literally never had any, and then the one time there's just so many.
But I don't know if smidge is available over where you are, but that's a good deterrent. The ticks, mosquitoes, it's got something in them in the formula. Peter was telling me that it like anaesthetises them, makes them fall asleep, and they kind of just drop off, go really docile. It's good stuff. I don't know if it's
the only stuff that stops things biting me.
Yeah, we've tried every deep product going, and smidge has been the only thing that's worked for us for most of it, and then permethrin for clothing if you're going to a high tick area. Yeah, so I don't really hear of many people on our travels, or people we talk to getting Lyme's disease. I know some people do, but I still think it's quite. I certainly wouldn't say it's common by any means. And I mean it's treatable. Didn't Ray Mears? He had it for a number of years and then found out, and he's treated his with it. I think the longer you have it, the longer you have to have a course of antibiotics. I think Ray Mears maybe had to have something like 6 months of antibiotics, but as far as I know, he's all right now, unless you know otherwise.
Yeah, one of my friends has got Lyme disease. Craig Fordham, who we went to Sweden canoeing with. He's in Kent, but he had it, and he messed him up a little bit. To be fair, I know he was hospitalised with it, but he's he's a survival and bushcraft instructor, and he's always in the woods. So, but to be fair, I've never had a tick on me either, and we spend a lot of time in the woods. We spent a good bit of time around the Lake District and all that, and I can't say I massively go over the top with preventative measures like like the DEET stuff or whatever, but touch wood.
Yeah, I think as long as you're staying out of long, real long grass and ferns and stuff, the ideal places where ticks sort of reside, because they don't generally go on short grass, because it's they want to be places where they can catch a passing animal. I think if you're sensible, I think you should be alright for the most part, and then just check each other or whatever, or get someone to check you in.
That's the fun bit.
Yeah, that's the fun bit apparently. Look over each other like monkeys.
Not pulling them off your scrotum, can't be.
Well, do you know? In the one I go in Wales, right? So we hiked through a load of ferns. We shouldn't have done, but it was kind of halfway down a steep hill, and then it got real ferny, and there was no paths, and we didn't really have much of a choice. But was picking them off as brushing them off and everything, getting them all off. And it wasn't till 2 days later I found one in between my legs. It wasn't on my bits, but where you top of your leg, what's it called, your groin area. It wasn't on my balls basically. it was next to it, and it was dead. I found it in the shower, and I pulled it off with a tick puller, and I never had any symptoms. I think looking out for the symptoms afterwards, like the bullseye rash and the flu-like symptoms, they're two big giveaways for Lyme disease. So if you do come back from a camp and then you feel like that and you have a rash, then certainly get yourself down to the doctors. It's better to go earlier than leave it. But no, touch wood, we've been okay so far.
Andy says, me and Owen were talking about the live stream just the other week. We missed it. Yeah, slightly. Loads of people have been messaging for a long time. But I just had to get my head in the right space. To be fair, I think a lot of people were suffering through like the lockdowns, and then I had COVID, and being overweight and having diabetes and all that. I had COVID really bad, and I had some long-lasting effects after COVID. Like I say, we first started toying with the idea all the way back at the end of summer. Then by October we was decorating and getting ready, and I bought some like loads of lights, and I don't know, it just happened when it felt felt right to bring them back. Obviously I've lost my other channel as well. I can't get in there, so we had to start a new channel and bits and bobs, and but now we're back, and hopefully every Wednesday we'll be back. Gareth said he's willing to help out as and when he can.
What? I said what?
You're willing to help out?
I'm joking, yeah.
And same with anyone in the chat. If anyone wants to come on, like what Gareth and Zoe are, like we can have you on video, or we can have you just as like a podcast like this. More than welcome to come on.
Yeah, I mean, I really missed it. I always said to you, because Kev used to do it every Wednesday a couple of years ago, and it was Wednesday night was Kev night in our house, and it was good just listening to people and chatting in the side chat. And then I said to Zoe a couple of months ago, we need to get Kev doing this live chat again, and we'll help out where we can and come on. I'm not personally keen on the live camera, because like I say, I spent half of it half naked. But it's good to just hang out, because it's just like being around the campfire as much as you can be, as far as like dialect goes. I think it's a bit good regular thing to meet up with everyone in the side chat and see what everyone's been up to, and hopefully get the numbers up on the chat, and it's been good.
Well, that's it. I mean, we're trying to treat it as this is how. If we was all sat around a campfire right now, this is maybe what we'll be talking to each other about. We've all got a common interest. Beer. Yeah.
A bit more slurred, wouldn't it? You'd be drinking more.
We'd all be running around the fire going, "It's fucking following me," about the smoke. But this is it, and that's exactly how the live chat started. That's the story of the live chats. I was doing a lot of travelling at the time, going up to Scotland and all these places, and I was meeting loads of great people, and it was like I might never meet them ever again. So what do? So we did the live chats, and it was like a way to keep in touch with everybody. But
Gareth being camera shy, you won't believe this, Gaz, but I am quite an introvert. I am actually quite a shy person. I know you won't think that from the videos, and that's it's a weird one to explain, but I am quite a nervous person in front of the camera. I feel confident enough to be myself in front of the camera now with with Zoe there and just the camera, but it's not the same as being in front of a load of live people. Like I don't know what subscribers are on now, but it's not the same as being in front of a few thousand people live. It's a funny one. But yeah, I am actually quite a shy person.
do you feel like you step into a persona when you're doing a YouTube video, like?
No,
not at all. We've spent the past sort of 6 years trying to be ourselves as much as we can on video, because at the beginning, because I suffer, my anxiety and stuff, and it does affect me in a lot of ways, and so I've been spending this amount of years is just getting more confident to be myself in front of the camera, and you'll agree, Kev, that I'm the same person I am in real life as I am on the camera. I don't put any false pretenses on or try and be someone I'm not. And you know, that's all I've ever tried to do is just, you know, practice at being comfortable and myself on camera. And I don't know, just a live video feed makes me a bit nervous, if I'm honest. You know, and I can't be anything other than, you know, honest about it. 'Cause there's no point like bullshitting about it, is there? That's the way it is, and I'd rather say, you know, not confident on being a live stream. That's why we've never done live streams on our channel. And but I'd rather be on it, you know, voice than not at all. So would Zoe. So yeah, that's what it is at the minute. I'm not saying I would never come on, you know, live, but it'd probably take a bit more Dutch courage, a few more beers, and then I might get naked again. So I don't know. It swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's just, the reason I say, because I feel like I do. Like, I definitely feel like there's a difference between Kev and, say, Woodland Camping Grove. Do you know what I mean? I do feel like when I'm out and when I've got the camera there and I'm like vlogging or video and stuff, I do feel like it's not an act or anything, because you know I don't act, but, and I am trying to be honest, but I do feel like I'm stepping in to like a role, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the longer you do it and the more often you do videos, you probably, because I don't think you're in any sort of persona now. You are who you are.
Yeah. Probably
a bit more tame because you're on camera and.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, the struggle is real, Loafer. I'll quite happily admit I get nervous going into a shop or having to ring somebody up. It's crazy and it's stupid and it's not logical, but that's what anxiety does to you.
But that's what I feel like. I feel like I probably step into that persona to deal with anxiety, because you know I'm very similar to you in that way, that like I can freak out, that I can go in the shop and like get all anxious, like I'm not going to have the right change or my bank card's not going to work for no apparent reason. Yeah. So I feel like to deal with the nervousness of the thing, I do like, probably not so much with the live chats, and probably even more so with the Big Kev channel than the Woodland Camera Club channel. But I do feel like I step into a role, and that's probably must be my like coping mechanism to deal with like the nerves or the anxiety. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, well, as you get back into it, you might come out your shell on camera and be yourself more. But I certainly feel now I'm truly 100% who I am on camera. I'm not a good actor, so I can't put someone else's, I can't put a persona on. I just, it's a funny one. It's been a difficult sort of journey in many ways, but totally worth it, and it's something we enjoy doing. So, yes.
Yeah, Mike, I don't know if you're still here before you've left, but thanks for joining us from across the water, and hopefully we'll catch you next time. Dougie wants to bring back eyebrows of the day. No, that was on a different channel. That's on the other channel. I'm not bringing them back on here.
Good.
Yeah, it was.
We all love that.
Should do it live.
Yeah, you could do it on each live chat, different eyebrows.
There's you might see them, but they might be on the Big Kev channel. Like there's a massive. I've planned a massive UK tour in the summer. Van tour. It's like 22 days long, and it starts off obviously from here in Lincolnshire, goes all the way up to, I think the highest point is Aberdeen, and all around the Cairngorms and all the way down Loch Ness, Loch Lomond, Lake District, and we end up in Wales. But we're going with a different set of people, not like the camping side of my friends, and it would just be full of pranks and everything, so you might even see eyebrows of the thing back there. But definitely not on the Woodland Camper Craft channel, and definitely not on a live stream.
No. Yeah.
Hi.
I'll put a link earlier to your Big Kev channel, so if anyone wants to check it out, just go back up the chat and have a look. Actually. So
what's the stream been like for everyone else? Because obviously I said we've made massive upgrades to the computer. It's basically a new computer without a new motherboard. Everything else on it is all brand new and super fast. And obviously we know back in the day that we used to have like the bad internet, but I can't even see any drop frames, and I've had excellent connection all the way throughout. So is that the experience everyone else has had? Just before we clock off tonight, I just want to know that everyone's been had fluent video.
Well, certainly from our end, we've been watching it, and the quality's been, fixed quality's fine, and there's been no sort of dropouts, because when you ran it before and the internet got quite bad, the screen kept going black and things kept freezing, and so it's a lot better in that respect.
And that would be another reason why the chats took a while to come back as well. Obviously, the internet problem that we had before. I wanted so much when it was like when my channel was at its peak, and the channel was at its peak. When we was bringing in like 60, 70, 80 viewers, it got to me that I couldn't give people the way I wanted the chats to work out. You know that.
Yeah, I know you're more of a giver.
We've got Rich all the way from Scotland. You're just joining us as we're just rounding things up now, but come back and meet us next week at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Graham, what I can do. I can try changing the microphone next time. I mean, I'll probably run some tests with Kev, but I don't know if there's any settings he can make his end for the EQ on my microphone. Because the way it works, we're doing a Skype chat, and then Kev's running it through something called OBS, which is Open Broadcast Software, and then it goes through to YouTube like that. So there's a few different things in the audio chain.
I can't even see that comment. What was it? Chat delayed. Is that the comment? Yeah. Yeah, all good, all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 20 seconds behind. Yeah, I've just noticed actually when last time I had a drink that the delay is well, I can't even talk now. The delay has shortened. Everyone's said it's all good. Oh, good. So we're striving for better, and that's what we've been doing. There's a lot of work. You don't understand how much work has gone on behind the scenes. It's mad.
Yeah, if you not click that thumbs up button, smash it, as they say. Don't smash your computer though; they're expensive.
Yeah, I think at one point we had 18 concurrent viewers, so that's not bad for the first time back.
Yeah, it's been good. Hopefully, we'll see everyone in the side chat next week. Yeah,
yeah, we've had 33 different people in, so that's not
no,
bad.
it's not the acoustics here, Gaz. This room's quite sound dead, and I'm quite high-end audio, so it's certainly not the acoustics of the room. It's somewhere in the chain somewhere that's doing it. But as I said, the only thing I can try different is a different microphone. This end, but certainly not the acoustics of the room. I can tell you that 100%. I'm really. Kev will tell you how much I'm into my audio equipment.
Well, most people in the chat probably can as well. They've seen your videos where you built. Owen was there when you built that big sub box for the party on the beach, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think we're going to end it there on a good note. Like I say, I'm not sure how long this battery is going to last anyway, because we've been on for an hour and 14 minutes, and when we was testing, it was only lasting about an hour. But I think I had the screen out then. So I've not had the screen out tonight, but yeah. Thank you so much for Gareth for giving me a kick up the bum and starting the chats again. Thank you to everyone that's watching live and watching this back as a video later when it uploads to YouTube as a video. Thanks for everyone. Loads of new people in. Thanks for all the old people for coming back, and yeah, we'll